What is up, you guys? This is Katbamna Aditi, and I am your host and host Aditi. We talk about anything and everything, and in today's episode, we will be talking about online dating, my on and off love for dating apps, and PQ. And if I'm not able to cover everything, you know the drill. It will be sort of to be continued in the next episode. Yeah. In my last episode, I was playing catch up and giving you guys general life updates, talking about festivals and how commercialized it has become. By the way, everybody, I'm wishing you a very, very happy Diwali. Hope your world lights up with a lot of prosperity, wealth, abundance. Hope you guys are using eco-friendly diyas and lamps. Please try avoiding bursting firecrackers. We love animals, and if we also thoda sa love ourselves and see ourselves being alive in the foreseeable future, global warming and all that, please try and avoid bursting crackers in general, and maybe save up that money or maybe donate that. Neki ka darya mein dal. Yeah, just sending you all good vibes. I hope you have an incredibly safe and eco-friendly Diwali. Yeah, let's talk about dating now because I've not been on a date in 5 years, and also it seems kind of fun topic. Feel my sarcasm. I recently I recently matched with somebody I knew. I sort of worked with this person in the same company, and I would rather date someone I sort of know than absolute stranger. Just that's just my preference. I threw this out in the convo when we were talking. I sort of told him that, hey, I haven't been on a date in so long, and like I feel like that should have been enough of a clue or a opening for him to ask me out, but he never asked me out. And I genuinely feel like I'm not gonna chase people, I attract people. So if this person likes me enough, maybe he might ask me out. And that's my thought process. I just literally put it out there. I've not gone on a date in so long. Like, that's your cue, hello, to ask me out. The most I could say is no, kya hi ho jata. Anyways, let's talk about it. Online dating, is sort of like become a very millennial way of connecting with new people. In my honest, humble opinion, pandemic sort of had, triggered all of it. Like, it was like one of the major reasons why we saw such a huge boost with dating apps. But now people are like genuinely struggling to meet up with other people. Like, we have forgotten how to simply talk to each other. It has sort of like become a muscle कि यार it needs to be exercised, नहीं तो वरना भूल जाओगे. मतलब it's there, it's sort of like riding a bike or driving a car. It's there, but it needs to be exercised, sort of practiced for you to like brush up your skills. Like giving an interview, you've not given an interview for so long and suddenly you gotta brush up those skills. Like, I cannot believe we are here at this stage, at this point in life. And social media and internet in general, have blew up, and experts still say कि यार we are still at the very initial stages, more like at the beginning of the internet era. Going out has taken a back seat. We've become lazy. We want food at home. We want groceries delivered at home. We want workout instructors at home or even on call on phone. Like, phone have been like ruling this generation with an iron fist. For people who've met their current partner on the dating app, I am so happy for you guys. So much love and only good vibes. I wish love upon everyone. For some people, dating apps are genuinely triggering and are still considered a taboo for some reason. I once made a video about things to do at an airport when you're bored. So I had like 4 hours of layover in between connecting flights. In a video, I suggested to get on an app and connect with people from across the globe. My mindset was, how cool would that be? it was for some reason taken so negatively. When did the use of dating app in general have become so synonymous to hooking up? I get it. People who look for hookups are usually on these apps, but with my experience using it so far, these people have been pretty honest and upfront about their intentions from the start. And you always have the option, of unmatching them. No foul, no harm done. I really appreciate people who are upfront and honest that they are here for hookup, they want to do something casual, and that's that. But somehow, dating apps are still looked down upon by people. And let me tell you, they would also be the same people whose parents would end up downloading the Shadi Jeevan Sathi app to find them a partner. Boom! Mic drop. Been there, seen that. Yes. And to top it off, the unrealistic expectations these mums and these mother ladlas have. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna bank this topic for next time. Remind me if you all want me to talk more about these unrealistic expectations, because I can go on and on and on about that. Anyways, I was reading this article on Mashable as well as Business Insider about dating sites, and there are some interesting finds that I wanted to share. So, a 2017 study cited in the MIT Technology Review found that people who met online are more likely to be compatible and have a higher chance of healthy marriage if they decided to get hitched. This makes sense to me. Like, I vibe with this. I've had some great conversations. A dating profile says a lot about who they are as a person when they fill it out properly, of course. So some question prompts are so much fun. Like, usually we don't think about asking these questions in real life, and so if someone was actually serious and looking to get matched on a dating app, it's best to like fill out the questions and give your best shot. Like, answer the question and let your personality shine through. But there's only so much your photos can do for you, but a good funny bio can really set you apart from a lot of profiles, like a lot of them. Now, as the world has sort of slowed down with pandemic in picture, people suddenly had a lot of time in their hand to think about what they want and where they're going, and that's what I meant by sleepwalking. Like, we sort of, are on an autopilot mode and following a routine, and pandemic disrupted that completely, like a slap on the face saying wake the fuck up. Like, we did wake up, and so did the boredom among the masses. Now suddenly, people realized कि यार, okay, I miss those nightly hugs, nightly cuddles, aka spooning, and that might be something we miss a lot. And especially with the social distancing, pretty much like it's sort of like, kya bolu main, missed. I know I do, because I do feel that of just being held. Like, I miss that of being held by somebody you love. That's the best feeling in the world. Like, being safe, being secure. At the end of the day, you have your partner, whatever, like that feeling. Yeah, I think then pandemic sort of did that to a lot of people, where they started realizing all of this, and I did too. At a certain point, I did too. And dating apps might have like gotten a huge influx of people. This could be the reason why dating apps worked so phenomenally well in the pandemic. And like, I'm sure like it must have been unimaginably very hard to ride through the wave alone, stuck at home, quarantined. Yeah, like I'm sorry, this is depressing, and this might give you like a throwback memory of your quarantining and social distancing. So now please go give somebody a bear hug with consent, of course. Let them know that you appreciate them, that you love them, that you miss them, whatever it is. Please just go text somebody while you're listening to this. Text somebody that you miss them, that you love them, that you wish to hug them whenever you meet them. Yeah. By the way, did you know there are websites that offer such hug and cuddle services? I found this so incredibly interesting. They are professional cuddlers, charging anywhere between 1,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees, whatever, like per hour. Um, it's more like a therapeutic, non-sexual, certified professional cuddles. Like they give you hug for as long as you want them, and they will even spoon you while laying down or sitting up, or like sitting on a couch, or like watching a movie. They'll watch a movie with you, whatever, like as long as matlab, within the range of safety and everything, considered and involved, and depending upon what sort of like package you end up choosing. Yeah. So loneliness is, I mean, truly real. I've been there, I've seen it, am still facing it, and even, touch deprivation. Like, I've seen this, I am going through touch deprivation, and it can truly like mess you up. You have to look, you just Google the side effects of touch deprivation, and Google what hugs can do to you. Like 7 to 12 hugs a day can absolutely change the way you look at life in general, and it absolutely elevates you to a much positive state of mind. Like the good effects of hugs, you should just start googling stuff like this. It makes me so happy seeing that hugs can absolutely elevate your day. That's crazy. So I'm manifesting such positive, powerful hugs for everybody. The best this is besides the point, but it is related to hugs. The best cinematic hug scene that I have seen, that I always recall, is from the movie Jab We Met. So if you are an international listener at this point, please take a moment, probably go to Amazon or Netflix. I think it is on Amazon Prime Videos. Please go check out Jab We Met. Like, if there's any one movie, like, please just go watch Jab We Met. So there was a scene when they finally meet the heroine, and she feels so safe and so wanted, and they hug it out. And that hug sort of became a core memory for me. The feeling of safety, the feeling of being wanted, that hug said it all for me. Like, whenever I think of a hug, that's the hug I always go back to. All right, I have a very sort of bad cackling laughter. Like, I promise you, I swear I have much better laughter than this. Like, when I laugh, everybody lights up and starts laughing as well. Like, my laughter is contagious. Okay, I'm tooting my horn. Okay, at the end of the day, aren't we all just looking for love and good sex and financial stability and independence? Like, yeah, I've always been pro love, so whatever form you get it in, hold on to it, babies, and do not let anybody tell you who to love, how much to love, and that you are asking for too much. Pour your own shot and drink it up, bitches. That's how I'm gonna put it. What I do not like about dating and matching with people on apps so far is investing in time to connect and chat, and then they either want sex or get bored or simply unmatch me. Like, I took time, took too much effort. It took too much effort anyways to find someone who had decent profile picture and someone who actually cared enough to fill out the entire bio and question prompts. But then the sudden unmatch after a long conversation. Why even bother talking in the first place, bro? I am honestly very, very close to auditioning for the Netflix show, which we all have hate watched, the Indian matchmaking. Lol. Yes, I'm talking about it. Okay, my followers on Instagram, by the way, a shameless plug in here, it's at Aditi he ADITIHIHIHI, in case y'all want to put a cute face to this voice. Yes, my followers on IG, Instagram are like, do it, Aditi, just do it. And I was like, okay, I will, send me the link. Who do I reach out to audition for Indian match? Tell me, who do I reach out? Like, you guys, tell me who was your favorite contestant of Indian matchmaking, by the way. Like, do you have one? For me, I've throughout and throughout loved Aparna. Like, she have outshined everybody. I used to not like her, but when I started seeing her videos, and like she started justifying a lot of scenes and how out of context a lot of her segments were on the show, it suddenly made a lot of sense. She was somehow labeled, as asking for too much gal, but I don't think she asked for too much. She was at a very good space, and I aspire to be more like her. Strong, independent, knows what she wants, has a career she loves, and she recently is working on pushing her show to Netflix, I believe. And like, she also became an author. I'm so happy for her. Like, I aspire to be more like her, especially professionally. I don't know anything else. Like, what you see is what you get. But the more I've followed now on her Instagram, I love her. Like, I just love her. The only time I have shared, my real phone number to somebody on a dating app, turned out to be a fuckboy, of course, was somebody who, so he was a fuckboy, but then also why? Like, why did I even shared with him? Right? So, for this specific guy, he's been transparent with me from day one. Absolutely flirted with me, tugged all the strings in my heart. Like, but alas, he wanted only sex from me. And he knew, in a way, he knew it was not gonna happen, because we were at two different places at that time. And he also said this bluntly, like, look, I know we're never gonna meet, we probably might not even end up meeting, and sex might not happen, so might as well flirt back. And I was like, I'm not into sexting. When he said flirt back, I was like, he meant sexting. Okay. Looking back on it, like, what a buffoon I was to share my phone number. Like, gosh, do not ever do that. He admitted to me he was a fuckboy earlier, and he liked to give it good. Like, he liked to give it good to his girl. First of all, it takes a lot of guts to be truthful, and my naive ass was horny and turned on. And when he wanted to send a dick pic to me, I knew he was toxic for me. Like, pehle to, who has a dick pic in their phone? Why do you have it even ready? When that happened, I gave it some time. I was like, no, I don't want to see your dick pic. Like, do you not come? I come from a very respectable family, and you should not do that. That's not okay. Unless, I think, where do we draw a boundary around dick pics and like nudity? So, what is okay? When is it okay to send? I think I'm not against a dick pic. I think I am against the fact that I don't even have any emotional bond or connection to this person. So if my partner, who I've been in a relationship with for a couple of years, and we are steady and we are good and pretty good, and if he or she sends me a picture, I would be honestly turned on. Like, I would not say that it's a bad thing, but there's a place and a time for everything. And also, who is it coming from also matters a lot. So anyways, at the end of the day, I had to block and delete him. What I miss the most about him, at the end of the day, is the unapologetic sexual flirting. Like, you flirt with me, you make me laugh, I'm sold out. I do not know how to flirt, and he did give me PQs. PQ, if you don't know, is pussy quiver. Okay. I also sometimes wonder, who coined this term pussy? Why is a vagina called pussy? Yes. Like this genuinely got me spiraling. Like, why? And then the Google search happened, and then I spiraled. Yes. So here are a like couple of things that are found, and these are absolute theories, so nobody really knows, but these are theories out there on the internet. So the term pussy have not been in the limelight in forever. Not been. Until that leaked audio tape, I believe the locker room talks by Donald happened, and he mentioned grab them by the pussy, and people were outraged. Of course people are outraged. Of course it's crash, it's rude to say something like that. That too, that was coming from such a presidential figure like that. Crazy. Okay. Okay. Somehow calling vagina a pussy has sort of become vulgar over time, but also there are far vulgar words for vaginas out there, and that too in different languages. We all know them. They're far worse words. So one of the theories suggested that cats are furry, warm, affectionate, feminine, as compared to dogs, and so hence the direct comparison and being called pussy. Also, another theory is that French people had a word in their vocab called chat or chart. CHAT. Chart, by the way, in Hindi means to lick. Chaat also means roadside street food that one craves, that one salivates over. As soon as I say chaat, you think about bhel puri, dahi puri, pani puri, like chaat, like food, basically. And then in the French vocab, the word chart, CHAT, it means both a cat as well as a vagina. So that sort of association already, existed in that French vocab, I believe. And also there was another theory that in Old Norse, there was a word called puss, which meant pocket or pouch. And so the theories also suggest that it was a mixture of these factors and words like cat and pocket and pouch that the word pussy was derived from. By the way, I did Google what does Old Norse mean. So Old Norse is like North Germanic language of medieval Norway, Iceland, Denmark and Sweden, like very Scandinavian from the 14th century. So these are like very Scandinavian languages with इनसे derive हुआ था basically this word. So some days I also think, vaginas should be framed and prayed to. Yeah, see, we went through so far, we saw how the pussy, the word, was even coined up, but then I also some days think that vaginas should be framed and prayed to, especially like we have all sorts of gods in India, like we do have it, like, so मेरा ऐसे मानना है कि vaginas should be framed and prayed to, like with full blown diya, puja ki thali, rangoli, aarti, all the way. I don't know why we don't worship it. Like, it should be worshipped. There won't be a life. There won't be a pouch to hold anything in if there was not a vagina available. And no, it does not, the vagina holders ka duty does not end there. The post-birth weaning and nurturing takes a lot of effort too, I mean, it's a lot of effort. And a lot of, the nurturing and weaning happens to be done by the pouch holder. So why do we not worship vaginas? Okay, like that's a serious question, but I did end up again Googling more. I know at this point you all are like, stop, bus. Like but I can't. Like I will die if I don't know. Not even die, but like that mystery. This is why I don't even read thrillers and mystery novels, because I don't have the patience of the question mark. Like I gotta know. So alright. So after I googled, here's what I ended up with. Ki there does exist a puja called Yoni Puja, worshipping the divine feminine, the vagina. There is a temple in India that worships and celebrates bleeding and fertility. That is just that's so new and like so interesting to me. I was opened again to a whole different world. There was a story about Lord Shiva and Sati Ma, and how Sati Ma's body was cut into pieces post her death, and her woman vagina fell into a certain part of India, and how 3 to 4 days in a year the river it fell into, her body parts fell into, turns red. Of course, now there are theories that, how the river turns red, and how there's iron oxides and stuff like that at the bay, and like that is why it turns red and all of that. But I gotta give it, like, I love Indian mythology in general. Yeah, just I'll stop here, like I'll just stop right here, because I've not dived too deeply, but this is what I read and I absolutely loved it. Like, I loved it, that there is such thing as Yoni Puja, and like people look up to that. Yeah. So okay. Coming back to online dating, sometimes I also think having too many options can make you really confused and greedy. Like, what do I want? I have thirst for 5 men, let's say, but since I do not have any experience, I'm like, let's not settle for the first guy I meet, and so fuck everyone. Okay, I'm just kidding. I sometimes wish I could be, more open to sex. I'm still trying to understand how people have no emotions involved type of sex. Like, how do you do the casual thing, the hookup thing? I've never been that hookup. I've not seen the hookup culture. I do not have a circle that believes or have done hookups like that, and I don't know. Like, I see, I want that. I probably even need that. My body needs that. But it is sort of truly out of my reach. I've had been offered once. Yeah. But I think it was too late. It was sort of a missed connection with this person. And I might have done it if the connection was like, right. Yeah, maybe sometimes after having, maybe मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि sometimes having just 3 options is the best for our mental health. Even dating app ही देख लो, the more we have, the more we are confused. I guess all the relationships the relationships at the end of the day water down to friendship, right? Like, beauty and sex eventually will fade away, but it is the friendship that holds all of the connections together. 3 shirts, pick one, wear it every day. It's warm, comfortable, clean, cozy, safe. I have honestly a love-hate relationship with dating apps in general. So some days I feel everyone should be set up in an arranged marriage, and some days I curse the dating app for zero connections. I have conversation and people unmatch me, and I have no idea why. Alright, so desperate time calls for desperate measures, you guys. I reached out to a tarot reader. Dun dun dun. Let's dive into it in next week's episode. This is Katbamna Aditi. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, aujo.